All right, everybody, we are live. Please, wherever you're at, whatever platform you're seeing this on, comment who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff. And I am here to do an interview with one of our students with our trading team. He's somebody that I personally brought on board. His name is Curtis. And it's just a pleasure to have you here, my friend. And
Thanks for inviting me on.
Oh, you're welcome. I just wanted to ask some questions because I don't think we do enough of that is hearing from our students. And so I figured, well, let's do one today. All right. And you've been with the team for a little bit. So, tell me a little bit about you, your background, etc.
Yeah. So again, my name is Curtis. I've been a business owner for a number of years. My wife and I, we own a pressure washing company here in Louisiana. We do house washing, commercial, residential, things like that. And that's kind of been our baby. We've built it from the ground up. So an entrepreneur type mindset is something that I've always had. And, uh, you know, got into trading, a couple of years ago, a lot of failure, little success, early on, but we got into it to kind of not just really supplement our income because we run a successful business, but to more look ahead for retirement and things like that. So, lived in Louisiana my whole life. Wife, we have 5 kids. So, I don't know what else you want to know about me. We're pretty ordinary folks. We love to travel. If you follow me on Facebook, we're always on cruises and things like that because we work hard and we have the mindset we want to play hard too. So we get out there. We love to enjoy life, travel, and things like that.
How far are you from New Orleans? I've been to New Orleans a couple times. That's the only part of Louisiana I've ever been in.
Yeah, about 3.5 hours, 3:45
Okay.
to New Orleans. Not too far at all. In fact, we cruise out of New Orleans quite a bit there in Galveston.
Okay. So obviously trading for a couple of years, obviously you don't have to name any companies or anything like that. I mean, did you just find them online? What started the interest in trading?
Yeah, I guess my interest in trading started mainly by seeing other people posting on Facebook, and I've always had an interest in things like stock market, and I never really gave currency forex trading a thought. Really didn't know what it was before um, a couple of years ago. But I had somebody that I was connected with prior to being connected with you that hey, I'm into forex trading and I'm looking for somebody to basically be a guinea pig to kind of show some stuff to build his reputation, and that's kind of where I got started. Is him, showing me some things. He's not involved anymore. He's moved on to other things, but it's kind of what gave me a foundation and kind of lit that fire inside of me that I really want to dig deeper and learn the ins and outs of it. So yeah, that's how it got started a couple of years ago.
Yeah, people have heard my story. I'm sure you've seen it as well. That I didn't even know what forex meant. I didn't even know what the word meant. I could trade stocks. I mean, I understood that part of it. But I'm like, foreign currency exchange. What is that? And stuff would just keep coming up on my timeline, even though I'm not even talking about it. Just amazing the algorithms on social media now. And then obviously my sponsor is one of the main leaders on the team. And I just kept seeing this and seeing this and seeing this. And I figured, okay, well, you know what? I do well with the other online businesses, so let me give it a shot. And were you with? And again, no need to name companies or anything like that. Did you find companies online? Was it EAs? Was it bots? What kind of stuff did you dabble with the trading part?
So early on, gold scalping is where I got started, right?
Okay.
Just using very basic strategies. Never really messed with bots and things like that. Me personally, I hear too much stuff about them. I'm not going to put my hard-earned money in the hands of a computer bot to start taking trades blind. I mean, I've heard of people having success, but I've heard of people blowing accounts and everything else. So I've got to have my hands on it. I want to be the one making the decision to get in a trade or get out of a trade. But yeah, that's where I started, was just gold scalping, right? That's all we focused on. We didn't focus on other forex pairs, and that was a challenge because looking back, If there's one thing I recommend that you don't do when you're in the early stages of learning is get into things like gold. It moves extremely fast. Once you gain some experience, sometimes you kind of like that fast pace of it. But
Sure.
if I had that to do over again, I would have started with more basic forex, and because they move slower and it's just a little easier to grasp a hold of. They don't have as big of moves in short periods of time. But you know, after the guy that I was kind of learning the basics of, after he kind of moved on to other things, um, that fire was still inside of me. And then I began just watching YouTube videos from there and just trying to learn it on my own, which was a complete failure. Utter, waste of time, honestly. I mean, there's look, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good information on there, but there's too many what I call YouTube gurus that it's that show this strategy and that strat. One guy that I followed, and depending on the day of the week, he might be showing a completely different strategy. It's like, pick, what do we do? Do we do this? Do we do that? So, you and I don't know how we got connected on Facebook, honestly. Probably.
Well, that was my next question. Yeah, how did you find me? I don't know.
I have no clue. I just remember seeing a post from you one day. It was probably more than once, because I'm not one to see a post from somebody and let's jump in, let's go.
Right.
I'll kind of follow somebody for a while, and I began to follow you and your journey. How we originally got connected, I have no clue. It was somewhere probably through the online marketing world years ago, possibly.
Yeah.
But I started to watch what you were doing, and and I was really intrigued by this idea of being a part of a team, right? I love to bounce ideas off people. I like that interaction with other like-minded people, I guess.
Sure.
I just think it makes for a more fun experience, right? There's, each of us can learn something from each other, right? And, when we get together and we begin to communicate as a group, and, you can bounce ideas, then this person over here will have something that I can use. And maybe I throw something out there that they're able to use. And, you begin to see things. I see something this person doesn't see. They see something I don't see. And there's just this interaction where basically being a part of a team allows you to grow together as you're going through those early stages. Growing pains, I guess, is a good way to put it when you're just starting out. So um, that's really what drew me in, was that the team atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, and you know this, but it's for people who are watching. And by the way, if you're on the live, just drop, say hello, who you are, all that good stuff. I always refer to us as a special group, because I've not seen anything else online that compares to us, the team, the leadership and stuff. And you're talking about, seeing things or maybe missing something. That's the beauty of the Discord community that we have. It's like, oh, I didn't see that. Let me look at this chart again, or this pair. Oh, I didn't think of that. No matter what strategy you're focused on. And that's where you're in it alone and you're just searching YouTube. I mean, you just might as well take that $100 bill and burn it. I mean, you just might as well. That's just based on my experience and all the people I've talked to over the years. I never even researched. I think I Googled what forex is, and then I just kept watching my mentor with posts and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this might be good to give it a shot, but doing it alone, you have to actually make the trade alone, of course, but the support and the resources and trying to do it on YouTube is just, I almost want to chuckle, unfortunately, because there are a lot of people that try to do it that way. And I'm like, you lose way more money. You lose way more money doing it that way. And that's what's special about our community,
Well, here's the thing, Jeff. And one thing I've learned through years of, because I've done other online marketing type things in the past, right? I've been involved in other things that had to do with online marketing. And one thing I've learned about YouTube, and especially some of these so-called forex gurus on YouTube, very few of them know squat about forex. That's just a topic that they use to build an audience to get paid for the ads that are being shown on their videos.
Yep.
So they're rambling on about a bunch of crap that they probably don't even know half of what they're talking about.
Right.
But because they deal with a lot of hype and they can build it up, and people like hype, right? It gets clicks, and
Sure.
so the reasons they're leading a lot of people down a bad path to build their own bank account, and that's a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah, and it's in, and of course we practice what we try to practice what we preach, and that's why I've obviously brought in tons of members to our team over 6.5 years, and there's always a few people all the time saying demo, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, because I guarantee you there are folks that just go to YouTube, find a strategy, start a live account and trade, and they don't get the education, they don't get the mindset, they don't get any of that. So when people say, and you've seen probably my lives or whatever about a journal, yeah, do a journal.
Yeah, dude, that was me early on. When I first got started, and the guy that I began working with, we got on there, we set up an account through a broker, threw some money in there, and all right, let's start trading. So very first trade I ever took was not on a demo account.
Right.
It was live money, and I don't even have to explain to you how that went.
No, you don't. No, you don't. All right. So how long have you been a member? I've lost track.
I want to think it's been over a year now, probably close to about 15 months or so. It's
Okay.
been a bit.
And obviously, our team, we continue to kind of like always try to make a step forward, right? To continue to get better and better and better. So what strategy are you generally focused on now?
Right now, I would say I'm about 80% smart money.
Okay.
Right. I do like to dabble in some scalping. In fact, they're great scalping strategy that the team uses. And if there's days that I can't find anything smart money or nothing that I like, maybe I'll go look for a scalp and move. But mostly smart money. I'm looking for smart money moves. I'm looking for highs and lows and retracements, and
Sure.
that's what I have the most success with. I think for me, that's what my eyes see the best, and that's one thing that amazes me is me and you can look at the same chart,
Mm-hmm.
and we see two different things. We can see two different strategies even, and
Sure.
but for me, I guess the way my eyes work is it tends to lean towards more of the smart money types trading.
Yeah, and that's the goal, for sure, for everybody that joins us. And obviously, we made our name and our success based on smart money. And then we realize that some folks it takes longer, right? It takes longer to pick up, and so people like get frustrated. I'm like, well, that's why we demo, that's why we journal, because there's some training to it, and there's some a demo journal for sure, and then you submit it to a leader to review, and some people can pick it up pretty quick, and some people 6 months, 9 months, they're still working on it. So that's why we brought the impulse scanner. So have you done anything with the impulse scanner?
I have. I like to use the impulse scanner to find the pairs that are trending, right? There's a lot of different ways to trade smart money, but for me, I like to keep it as simple as possible. So one of my criteria that I have before I even begin looking for a trade is I want something where all time frames are moving in the same direction. I want to take the guesswork completely out of it. And so I'll use the impulse scanner to figure out which pairs are all trending, all the time frames from the 1 minute all the way up to the daily, what's trending in the same direction. And that's the ones I focus on. It really simplifies the process because we can take 30, 31 different pairs. And within just a quick minute or two, I can have the 3 or 4 pairs that I'm looking at for the entire week. And then I focus on those, wait for the moves to happen, and get in when the timing is right.
Yeah, and that's and that's why we kind of brought the impulse scanner, right? Because we obviously have tons of smart money folks. We have folks that are we any new folks, we kind of time into the scanner and the scalping at first, and then we have a process sheet that they can move on to the 71 or strictly smart money and stuff like that. But so we have found you're not alone. So many people that are doing smart money that, okay, well, I've got this resource, I've got this tool, there's no additional cost. Let me use it. I can figure out what pairs I'm looking at. I mean, that's the beauty of the scanner. It's literally, to me, it takes out at least half the equation on trend, right? It's going to tell you basically where it's trending for the 1 minute, the 1 hour, the daily, etc. And so we just, it's just helping a lot more folks become successful faster. And smart money folks like yourself, okay, I got this tool, I got this resource, I'm going to utilize this for sure.
Well, it certainly simplified the, narrowing down what you want to trade, because the thing is before, and I haven't always had success with smart money, right? I've been the process of learning smart money over the course of a year, when I joined the team, 12, 15 months. And
Sure.
so for me, it did not come in 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Everybody learns at a different pace. But anyway, back to the impulse scanner. Before we had this tool available to us, the whole top-down analysis of, find a pair, and then let's start with a daily, and what direction is that going? Let's move to the 4 hour. What direction is that going? And the one, and so on and so on and so on. The amount of time spent on a weekly basis going through every pair, every time frame to see which direction it's going, tedious. And that was the worst part of the whole deal. But, to have a tool that literally tells you in seconds, this pair is moving this direction, this pair is moving that direction. For me, it's really made this stupid simple to the point to where now we can focus on, waiting for our moves to happen, because we already know the direction it's moving in.
Yeah, and one of the biggest struggles for folks, for the folks that I've talked to over the year, break of structure, right? It's hard to see, right? And that's kind of what I just found. So many folks, when they put it on the scanner and they see the trend direction, it helps them see the charts easier for any strategy they're focused on. So when folks are like, well, I'm not, I had a person a couple days ago, I'm not really, scalping doesn't fit my mindset. I'm like, okay. So the question I would ask that person is, okay, are you making money and taking money out of your account and putting in your bank account? Then maybe, and if that's no, then maybe you need to rethink that. And if you're focused on smart money, which is perfectly fine, start scalping, because it actually helps you kind of see how the market moves, certain pairs. So you obviously know I love gold. I mean, I love trading gold. I mean, everybody should, dial in when they become experienced, focused on a few set pairs. And I am really, really good at knowing if gold is going up or down. I just do. And I still use the impulse scanner. Just let me take a peek. Let me take a peek. It's just a tool and a resource that is so beneficial to so many folks, including smart money. So, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I am really, really happy for your success. I continue, because obviously we communicate almost weekly at some point, and you're just a success story, and I congratulate you, because it's awesome. There are 2 ways that you fail at this, right? And you probably know the 2 ways, as our leadership talks about it. You quit, or you don't follow what we lay out, right? And that's a challenge, Curtis, because I talk about staying on the main highway, and there's a frontage. There's a frontage road on both sides, and it could be an EA, a bot, an indicator, something like that. Just stay on the path. Just stay on the main highway.
Well, that's the problem, Jeff, is there's so much noise out there. And that's what I call it all. It's a bunch of noise. This bot, this EA, this trading system, that trading system, this strategy, that strategy, this scanner, that one over there. It's all over the place, and it's all a bunch of noise. And I struggled with that at first, right? And I'm still not where I want to be yet. I'm still a student, 15 months later. You've been doing this a lot longer than me, and I'm sure you can start throwing out different terms of, different smart money things. And I would look at it and I'd listen to you and be like, yeah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. But I know what I know at this point, and
Right.
and I know enough to get in and execute trades and have success doing it, while I continue to further my knowledge into more advanced stuff, because it don't matter how good you get, there's always somebody else that does it better. It don't matter how much you've learned, there's always a little bit more to learn. You never, I don't think anybody ever gets to the point where it's like, I've mastered it, there's nothing else to learn. Why is that? Because the market's always changing. So, and I feel like no matter what point you reach, you always have to be willing to be a student of the process.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. So to wrap this up, and I appreciate your time joining me today. So for those that might see this on my timeline or anything else where I post it, YouTube, whatever, and they're either interested in trading, have no experience, have a lot of experience, but it's just an up and down journey, what would you suggest they do?
Well, first of all, I would highly recommend, connect with you and get started, right? Come become a part of a team, right? Get in our Discord and start interacting with other people that are like-minded, and start bouncing ideas around. Watch what other people are doing. Start that learning process. But you know, the biggest piece of advice I can give is don't be like me. Don't jump from this to that to the next thing over here. Even when I first joined the team, Jeff, I would bounce between the different strategies that are taught. Yeah, and yeah, there's different strategies taught by the team leaders, because it's not a one size fits all. What works for me may not work for this person over here. But me, I would start with this strategy here, and I lost a trade there. That crap don't work. Let me move to this one over here, and I lost one there. That crap don't work. Let me go to this next strategy over here, and I start bouncing around and never allow myself time to focus on one strategy, one process, and master it. So block out the noise, and whatever strategy you start with on the team, block out the other strategies that the same team teaches and focus on that one. And then when you get good at that one, then you can start learning incorporate other stuff into it. But don't give up, because the way the human brain works is, you can only fail so many times before you lose interest. And you can't look at losing trades as a failure. Somebody on the team said it's like you're paying your tuition. Anytime you lose a trade, anytime, you're paying your tuition because you're learning, you're learning something new. And don't give up. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty of demo instead of trying to find out on YouTube and then go live on a real account, right? That's the beauty of it. One of our leaders always says, okay, just because, let's say, on 25 trades in we have folks do a 25 trade journal, you lose 15. Okay, that shouldn't be discouraging, right? You won 10 trades, you get to submit it to a leader to review, and in most cases, you're going to pick up things while you're journaling. And then you submit it to a leader like myself, and then I'll pick up some other things. As our leader says, you're just not good at it yet, right? It doesn't matter what strategy you're focused on. Focus on that strategy, and that's okay. You're going to lose trades at the beginning, right? But folks, that's where the distractions come in. Okay, let me add this. Let me add this. So I see this. I'm like, it's a quitter's mentality, and you just have to keep going, right? Stay on the path, keep going, keep practicing. You're just not good at it yet. And you will, because we see the stories every day, all day. You are one of them. And part of that's the mindset, right? We have an entire resource section on mindset. When we do Q&As, the guys start with a motivational leadership mindset stuff. The mindset is really, really important because, you could have the best strategy, but if your mindset isn't right, you're going to lose.
Absolutely. And the thing is people are constantly looking for that next thing. This don't work, so now this over here is the secret sauce. And this over here, the next. There is no secret sauce. It's just like you said, you're not good at it yet. And once you get good at it, you're going to realize that all these indicators and bots, you don't need them, because nothing compares to the time that you spent diving in and learning the process yourself. You gain a lot more from that than you are, with all that other mess that's out there.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Curtis, let's wrap it up. First of all, I want to thank you for your time today. Hopefully it inspires, motivates people that are on the team, people that may be interested in joining the team. Obviously, reach out to me. We have a summer promotion that ends on Monday. And I wish you continued success, my friend. And we'll see you on the inside. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Curtis.